in Year 4, today we're moving on to time, so I just want to go over a 24-hour clock. So there's 24 hours in a day, so here's a clock, this shows 12 hours, so in a day, this goes round twice, so this 12 would be 12 o'clock in the middle of the night when we're all asleep, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 o'clock, say 6 o'clock in the morning is when you're getting up, 7, 8, 9 is when you're starting school, 10, 11, 12 o'clock. Again, so we're back at 12. This is the second lot of 12, will be 12 o'clock in the afternoon, like when you're having your lunch. And then say 3 o'clock in the afternoon is when you're finishing school. 6 o'clock in the evening is when you're having your tea. Maybe 8, 9 o'clock is when you're going to bed. And then 10 and 11 o'clock is when you should be asleep. And then we're back to 12 o'clock, which would be midnight, which is when we're asleep. So in a day, the clock goes round twice because there's 24 hours in a day. Now, just to show you, so the first 12 o'clock is midnight, then we've got 6 a.m, 12 o'clock in the afternoon, 6 o'clock in the evening, and we're back to 12 o'clock at midnight. So if you're writing in terms of a 24-hour clock, when it's 12 o'clock at midnight, we write 00.00. So this means there are no hours, no minutes passed. So we're at the start of the day. And then when you get to 6 o'clock in the morning, it goes 06 because it's the first two numbers represent the hour and the second two numbers represent the minutes. So if it's 6 o'clock in the morning, there's no minutes past 6. Then when we get to 12 o'clock in the afternoon, that becomes 12.00. So 12 is the hour, 0 are the minutes. Then when we get to 6 o'clock in the evening, that becomes 18 hours and 0 minutes past. The reason for that is, when we start the day at 12 in the morning and we get to 12 in the afternoon, that's the first 12 hours. Then, after 12 in the afternoon becomes 1 o'clock in the afternoon, so you add 1 to 12, so it would be 13. 2 o'clock would be 14, 3 o'clock is 15, and so on. So 6 o'clock would be 18, just so that we're not confusing 6 o'clock in the evening with 6 o'clock in the morning. So I'm just going to show you exactly what I mean. So here look, 12 o'clock in the afternoon, 1 o'clock is 13, 2 o'clock is 14, 3 o'clock is 15, and so on. So all that's happening when you've done your first lot of 12 hours, and you get to 12 o'clock in the afternoon, what you do is you do 12 plus 1 would be 13. If it's 2 o'clock, it's 12 plus 2, which is 14. If it's 3 o'clock, it's 12 plus 3, which is 15. So, if it's in the morning time, it will say AM, so you know that's in the morning. So if you're converting this into a 24-hour clock, if it's 4:20 in the morning, you need to write the hour, so 04, because it's 4 hours, then the dots, and then it's 20 minutes past 4, so you write 20. That's AM. AM stands for morning. Got another AM here, 8:15 AM. So AM represents the morning, the first 12 hours in the clock. So you've got 8 o'clock, so it's 08, then the dots, and then it's 15 minutes past 8. Now, here we've got 2:30 PM. So PM is the second lot of 12 hours in the 24-hour clock. So, what you need to do is start at 12, so 12 o'clock, and if it's 2:30, you're adding 2.5 hours onto 12. So, we're at 12 o'clock, we're adding 2.5 hours. So 12, 13, 14, so that's the hour, 14, and the minutes are 30. We don't need to work those out because they're minutes. Down here we've got 7:45 PM, so that's in the evening. So that's the second lot of 12 in a 24-hour clock. So what you need to do again is start at 12 on the clock and you're going to add 7 hours to it. So 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So the hours are 19 and the minutes are here at 45. So it's 19:45. So just to recap that, if it's in the morning, then it's just numbers 1 to 12 for the hours. If it's in the PM, then you've got to carry on from 12. So 12 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 hours. Your activity today is to have a look at these times here. Be careful to notice whether it's PM or AM and match them up to the 24-hour clock. And then here you've got some questions on time. So it says the table shows a train schedule between town A and B. And it says use your 24-hour clock to write the departure times for the trains listed below. So it says here, the first train leaves town A at what time? So it's 8:15 AM, so you wouldn't need to change that. The last train leaves at 5:30 PM, so that needs converting into 24 hours because it's PM. And the other question's very similar to that. So read the questions carefully, and all you need to do is if it says PM, you need to convert it using the 24-hour clock. If it says AM, then you're okay to use the number 0 to 12. Okay, if you get stuck, message on the blog. If not, I'll speak to you tomorrow.